In the corridors of high-level management, a dangerous myth persists that the leader who talks the most, or the one who uses the most complex terminology, is the smartest in the room. We have grown all too accustomed to endless reports, infinite meetings, and speeches saturated with empty rhetoric. These efforts are designed to impress, but they ultimately distance us from our teams. The hard reality is that verbosity is simply the ultimate refuge for ambiguity. In my book, What AI Says About Leadership Development, we analyze the seminal insights of John Adair, one of the foremost global authorities on management and leadership theory. Adair places communication not as a mere accessory to management, but as the absolute cornerstone of organizational success. Today, in this third and final episode of our series, From Talking to Connecting, we are going to discover why simplicity is the truest path to clarity. We will also explore how feedback, far from being an act of criticism, is actually a high-level tool for executive direction. If you want to learn how to transform your words into arrows of absolute precision and master the art of effective evaluation, stay with me until the end. Welcome to the Action Laboratory. John Adair proposes a compelling philosophy. Communication is a dynamic process that shapes relationships and drives the achievement of strategic goals. Within that process, simplicity acts as the light that entirely dissipates the shadows of misunderstanding and confusion. Adair invites us to distill our ideas down to their absolute purest essence, to strip away the unnecessary layers and reveal the naked truth of our thoughts. Think about it for a moment. Conciseness is a virtue that honors both the speaker and the listener. When you clear the clutter from your message, you allow the true beauty of precision to shine through. Within this economy of words, we find a much more authentic form of communication. Every sentence becomes like a single note in a grand symphony, contributing seamlessly to the harmonious flow of the business. Let's look at a very common corporate example. An average leader, when faced with a confusing report, might react harshly by saying, "I don't understand this report. It's full of unnecessary information and it's completely confusing. Who put this together?" What does this reaction generate? Defensiveness, anxiety, and fear. In contrast, a leader trained in Adair's principles applies simplicity and precision, stating, "I believe we could improve the clarity of this report by eliminating the redundant information and organizing the data in a more coherent manner. Perhaps we can assign someone to review it and make the necessary modifications so it is easier for the entire team to understand." Do you notice the profound difference? We shift from raw judgment to a structured solution with elegance and clear purpose. However, Adair does not stop at the message we emit. He presents us with another transcendental gem, the transformative power of active listening. In the corporate symphony, where words often dance in a delicate ballet of subtle meanings, the ability to listen emerges as an invaluable competitive advantage. Adair invites us to step into the sacred art of listening, recognizing that within silence lies an eloquence that completely transcends the barriers of language. He urges leaders to set aside the noise of the ego and open themselves up to the flow of genuine connection, effectively becoming the guardians of their team's concerns and perspectives. Let's bring this into a daily office scene. Imagine Carlos, a team leader who is deeply distracted, staring at his computer screen. Anna, one of his team members, walks in nervously and approaches him. "Carlos, I need to speak with you about the project. I have a few concerns I'd like to discuss." Carlos, without even looking up at her, mutters, "Yeah, sure, Anna. Go ahead. Tell me what's up." Anna begins to explain. "Well, I think we are facing some challenges with the project timeline." But Carlos abruptly interrupts her. "Challenges? Don't worry about it, Anna. I've already been thinking about a few solutions we can implement to resolve that." Anna, visibly frustrated, tries to keep going. "But Carlos, please let me finish." And Carlos interrupts her yet again, defending his own initial idea. Anna sighs, feeling entirely ignored. What an incredibly common scene in the business world, isn't it? A leader entirely trapped inside his own ego. But the magic happens when Carlos finally pauses, catches his mistake, takes a deep breath, and decides to practice authentic active listening. "I'm sorry, Anna. I see that you are genuinely concerned about the direction of the project. Please continue. I want to hear your ideas, and properly understand your concerns. In that exact instant, the energy in the room shifts. The tension dissolves, and a space opens up for real, deep collaboration. Within the silence of compassionate listening lies the power to transform executive relationships. Let us now transition to Adair's third pillar. Feedback is a vital bridge toward continuous improvement. For Adair, feedback is never about criticism. It is an act of genuine care and executive excellence. To structure this masterfully within our action laboratory, we are going to adopt the gold standard established by Toastmasters International, the world's leading organization dedicated to developing communication and leadership skills. Toastmasters utilizes a structured format known as effective evaluation, which perfectly balances supportive encouragement with high-performance standards. This week, I challenge you to implement this 5-step framework directly in your workplace with your team. 1. Positive points. Begin by highlighting with absolute sincerity what the professional executed well. Recognize their dedication and specific strengths. For example, I want to highlight your dedication and commitment to this project. You've shown an excellent ability to meet established deadlines and efficiently coordinate team tasks. 2. Areas for improvement. Point out objectively where adjustments are needed, completely separate from the individual's identity or character. For example, however, I noticed there were moments where internal communication could have been clearer, which led to some confusion regarding crucial decisions. 3. Constructive recommendations. Offer specific, actionable solutions. Never leave the problem hanging in the air. Say, to improve, we could implement brief, regular alignment meetings and establish more accessible channels to share information transparently. 4. Balanced feedback. Provide a summary that perfectly balances the professional's intrinsic value against the current operational challenges. In short, your work on this project is highly valuable, and you demonstrate solid management skills. We simply need to optimize these communication channels to enhance our teamwork. 5. Support and encouragement. Close out with motivating words that inspire immediate positive action. Let's keep working together to make this project an absolute success. I am completely confident that with your commitment and skill set, we can overcome any challenge ahead. By adopting this structured format, you transform routine feedback into a guiding lighthouse that directs your team toward a horizon of shared excellence. In essence, John Adair's perspective on effective communication completely transcends the simple transmission of data. It embodies a deeply holistic approach to leadership. Through simplicity, compassionate listening, and structured feedback, Adair equips us with the vital tools required to inspire excellence across an entire organization. When you achieve absolute precision in your words and ensure your ears are completely open to your team, you stop merely managing corporate processes and you begin to truly lead people. This is Leadership Inside Out. I'm Hugo M. Garcia. Decide to lead. Reveal your essence. Impact your world.